All right. It's not working. It is as soon as I get up. Dude, I'm done, bro. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're fine. It's cool. You can say that we are nothing, but I know the truth. All right. So let's work on our raptor buddy. Okay. Okay. So we have to figure out something for this. Let's go ahead. Oh, the lart is hidden. So that is that. All right, that looks pretty decent then, right? Feel like that's fine. I think we're not even on that color anymore. Okay. Uh, yeah, so that's pretty fine. Um, can I grab that color? Or is it gonna be something weird? Let's do that. Let me just check real quick what it's gonna look like if I blend. Okay, I thought so. Huh? Oh, there we go. All right, so let's get on this. So we've got the diamonds to do, and I'm gonna try and draw some like feather. Wait, is it not working? Hold on, why did the other one show up, but this one's not? Okay, we're good, we're good. Sorry, sorry. Okay. We could, in theory, like smash this face down. It feels a little not chiseled, doesn't it? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just trying to like take stock. So we want to get some more definition on the arms and the hands and the body. We want to do some more shading. We've got to do that like we're on 10. We don't want to be on 10, that's for sure. We've got to do like some detail work. I don't know. It's funny. I was literally, why did I say literally? Literally like that. You know what I mean? Um, but I was literally just, why does it sound so funny? Uh, Thinking of like everything I needed to do, like fix this hand, for example, and now I'm drawing a blank now that we started stream. Anyway, um, so let's look at her detail. She's got this like belt thing that's like a little skull. What is that? I think that's a wart. Anyway, do we try to draw the belt thing? The thing is, it doesn't really make sense, right? Because that would be like down here. So like, how do we do that? Um, we can maybe do a deep layer and start working on feathers, but I almost feel like it makes more sense to start something else first. I don't know. We wanted to do that hand. Oh, sorry. Ooh, why did I say sorry? There we go. So we got this out. Okay, so this picture does have like, these are more like spines than feathers, aren't they? How do I draw this? I almost feel like we want something darker than what I'm using first, and then to switch to the lighter. Let's maybe see how this is gonna work out for us. Hmm. I don't like that. How do I draw this? What if we go to raptor dinosaurs? What can we work with maybe? Could just try to draw like feathers on it instead. We'll have to redo the hands a little bit, but that's, I mean, we wanted to do that maybe anyway. Maybe that's what we do. Hmm. I might take this idea. This might work for us. Let's open the image in a new tab. So what we're gonna try and do is like restructure it. And this gets rid of that whole spine situation. Hopefully. Okay. Guess maybe we'll try and draw them one at a time. I'm thinking kind of similar to how we did the feathers on Ishtola, where it's going to be like multifaceted a little bit. Let's maybe pick something darker. Not quite that dark. We want maybe a little, something like that. That should be good. And we're going to blend this, hopefully. So we have almost like a gradient. I know there is a gradient tool, but it doesn't do it. Like, it's going to be harder to do it with that than to just like make my own stuff. Okay. And then maybe take like a smidgen of this. We'll kind of come in like that. So how does this look from afar? Kind of goofy. It's like somehow too long and too short at the same time, isn't it? We're going to leave that for now. We're going to see if we can do it better. Okay, so the original plan was that. What if we do instead of that? Something more like this. This is really close to like the whatchamacallit color. Way too thick. This feels really like wrong to me. I don't know what it is. It just isn't. It's not the right vibe. Let's keep going though, because there's a chance we can do something with this. Maybe pick this. So I should be able to just fill some of these in. Yeah, I was gonna say we might not have gotten the whole picture for most of them, but should be able to do some of them pretty easily here. Ooh, that one worked. This one is not going to work. Okay. We could do like a layered combo. Maybe that would help. So it's going to be like these and then like some smaller ones. That's more work than I was hoping to have to do, but that might just be what we have to do. Can I please? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's this purple in here. Why is my wrist sort of cramping up? I don't feel like I've been even drawing very long. Am I even live? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm not alive. I'm dead inside. Dead inside. Okay. Don't have to be too clean with it because we're going to blur it. We're going to blend it and then do like some defining lines so we can be relatively um, off. But I am trying to keep it like pretty clean. Emphasis on the trying. You know, I talked about this last night on the Borderlands stream, and I couldn't remember if I talked about this song on a Borderlands stream or an art stream, but it's called Her by Jake. That's like been stuck in my head, and I just couldn't shake the feeling that, bro, for some reason it felt like AI in a way. I think that particular song is not. I did end up looking the dude up, but I talked about it last night. I was like, I don't think he does any sort of AI, but I ended up looking it up further. And I guess he's partnered with Microsoft AI like a few years ago to do something. And I guess he used AI to compose a song for an orchestra. So it was a real orchestra playing it, but like the sheet music, I guess, was composed by AI. Um, and I guess he's used AI images in the past. I don't know about him. I don't know, man. But the song I'm thinking of is like a collab with other creators, and I don't know that they're all on board. You know what I mean? So I feel like that particular song probably not AI related, but it's possible bro's been AIing it up, man. And it's not ideal. Not ideal. It kind of sucks because it's like I said, I don't know why that song has been stuck in my head, and kind of sucks to learn that the guy's pretty AI in. Now I can see, for example, the Microsoft AI sponsorship. That's probably a lot of money. You got to work with a real orchestra, so at least the AI isn't making the sound; it's just writing the music. And I say just, it's writing the music. That sucks. That's not really. It's not a huge just. I mean, that's a huge just, not like a small just. Right? That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. It does suck. But I don't know. I feel like at least it was a real orchestra playing as opposed to Like the whole thing just being AI slop. I don't know. Like, that's kind of cope, I guess. But I don't know if he uses it regularly to compose his songs or how he's getting his music in general. I just assume, the way it's been before AI would have been like digital audio workstation, right? You take your notes, put them in order, and the program plays them for you. And I know many people have thought of that as not creating music, right? I don't know why this is coming out so much less clean than the other one, but it really, really is. I'm doing the exact same thing with like the exact same settings, and this just looks so fucking bad comparatively. Like, are my eyes fucked or something? Like, why does this just not have the same level of cleanness as the other? Anyway, I think I've resolved that that'll be the only song I like from Bro until I can figure out what the hell Bro's really doing over there. Like I said, I do not appreciate AI use. I understand why someone might feel a certain way about it for like that, where it's like, well, I can't play all of the music all the time, but like you could learn a digital audio workstation and like place the music in, the notes and whatnot in the order you want. You can still be composing. You can pay someone. What's crazy is I think at this current juncture, it would probably cost the same to pay someone on like a site like Fiverr to play a song for you. It would probably cost the same as how did this get so dusty? But it would probably cost the same as like paying to use the what are those things called? The AI slot machines, right? Because those cost like you can't necessarily generate everything for free. I believe you have to pay for most of this stuff, and so like maybe the individual cost right now is low so that they can get you hooked on and feeding it info because it's still currently in data harvest mode. Um, but like it's probably like way cheaper to just pay a human being to do it. And not to mention like the environmental cost is obviously so much fucking lower. It's insane. Like there's really no benefit to modern AI. Like AI had so much potential. I feel like I talk about AI too much. But how many times have I said it had so much potential to like be something that auto translates, connects people between like a language barrier. I wouldn't have that replace some sort of like government official or something. I would still want like someone, a human being there to translate, right? We're not trying to put them out of a job. Plus, in such a high stakes manner, you would want a human being making the decisions. But like, two Joe Schmoes meeting on the street can't speak the same language. I I feel like an app to allow them to speak the same language, with like a AI translate, that would be a perfect opportunity for something like that. Assisting a blind person by giving them like glasses they put on their face that maybe vibrate or make a sound, when they're somewhere to, so that they know precisely. It's like, oh, you've reached this street, right? Something like that would be great. Something that helps, maybe once again glasses that a deaf person could wear, and it has like a microphone, and whoever's speaking to them, it can put the text on screen of what the person speaking is saying, right? Something that like that would be fucking great, like automatic transcribing or something like that. Once again, not to replace people in like an official capacity, but like as an everyday assistive tool for someone who otherwise maybe could have used the help, right? That would have been fucking incredible. But of course, it's trying to replace, actors and artists and musicians. It doesn't make any sense. Because it's like, these are the things that bring humans joy, right? You watch a movie because the concept sounds good to a human, by a human, from a human. It's like from a human's brain, and that's part of the appeal. I guess maybe that's just part of the appeal to me. I don't know. I thought that was part of the appeal. And the next part of the appeal is who's in it. Somebody new? Okay, well, AI's got that part covered, I guess. But, is Mission Impossible, not to say Tom Cruise is some sort of pinnacle of morality or anything, but is Mission Impossible really going to be Mission Impossible with an AI that's, even if they did AI Tom Cruise, it's like, well, part of the fun of those, if you will, is how ridiculous they are and the ridiculous stunts they pull off. If the stunts aren't real, why do I care? That's all of the hype behind those right now. The stunts, right? Let's face it. I couldn't tell you the plot line behind anything but maybe Mission Impossible 1. There's another one actually. I don't know which one it is, but this is a spoiler. Ethan Hunt gets married. I know that's the plot line behind one of them. I don't know which one. I don't really recall too much other than that, but I really only know the main one where he effectively goes rogue, but like he's forced to. You know what I mean? And that's the first one. What do we think? I feel like it's kind of goofy. What if we add this back? Kind of necessary. All right, we're going to fuse them. Where did it go? There we go. But you know what I mean? Like, without the appeal of the live semi-dangerous trick, as fucked up as this kind of sounds actually, but without that appeal, why would I watch it, right? The AI is never doing some sort of real stunt. The AI is not real. So if it's all just generated images, it entirely loses the appeal. So why would you watch it? Right? Without all of the actors in, this is a kind of old, well, it's not that old, but without the actors in The Departed, you've got Mark Wahlberg, Alec Baldwin, um, is it Martin Sheen? I think is in that. Um, Obviously Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio. Could that have been a good movie without all those people? Yeah, probably most of them, sure. But what makes it a good movie? Obviously Jack Nicholson as well. Like what makes it a great movie is how impassioned and like, I guess, over the top caricatures in some cases, some of them are. To be fair, you could argue like Jack Nicholson always plays pretty close to the same character. Um right? But like, would that have really been, if it's all just not real people, like who's gonna watch it? I think that's something AI companies and like billionaires aren't understanding as well. Who's gonna watch it? And then like who's going to go to theaters to watch it? You're shutting down the theater business, which is shutting down real realtors and construction companies, because who's going to go to the theaters? you're taking away the jobs of everyday people as well. So like, who's gonna afford to go even if they wanted to, right? You're taking away, you're destroying your consumer base. There's no thought process here. It's like a level of greed, almost like from a fairy tale. It's is biblical, right? Like this is the greed that destroys kingdoms in like the Old Testament type of deal. I feel like I said test the old testicle. It's been sitting there a while. Somebody's got to get it some use. Um, but you know what I mean? Like there, fuck. I hate saying that. Um, mm, this isn't right. Or if I do like maybe like that. This is so tough because I don't really want to ruin this, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying to create maybe like, I want to call it maybe like puffs of tufts, if that makes sense. Fuck, I hate saying if that makes sense. No, that was all one. What am I doing, bro? Okay. I think what I'm gonna go for here, hopefully will work, is like this look of feathers that's just kind of like coming over here. And then I'm going to try and maybe draw some in like some of these spaces as well, but like try and make them look further away. So these are going to hopefully, I'm thinking like maybe like peacock vibe, but like I, without the eyes. I'm going to try and hopefully maintain a level of like color scheme. And I don't want it to feel super, super consistent. I want it to feel almost like these would have grown relatively naturally. And like maybe a little bit of a pattern, but like not really. Yeah, we're going to take this. I'm thinking like this. Okay, so let's maybe decide on a pattern. Um, I'm going to go around the edges with this. I'm thinking like maybe light to dark type of deal with like hopefully dark terminating in the center. Do you know what I'm saying here? Fuck, I hate saying it. I hate asking if you know, you know. There's nobody here to answer either. I think that's what maybe makes it worse. So like I want some level of repetition, but like maybe that's gonna look too much like a peacock, huh? If it terminates to dark, cause then that's gonna look like the eye. I'm thinking I shouldn't have used this yet, but we're kind of already there, so. Maybe I should do it like this. You know what I mean? And fuck. And I was originally thinking like, or either going around in circles, but that doesn't really make sense because why would the feathers look like that? And I'm gonna have to like put random lines throughout it to try and sell the feathered look. Bruh. Mhm. Think I know what we're doing here, so we're gonna keep it up. Okay, so let's maybe switch to that. We'll deal with that one later. I don't feel like switching back to the other color. Just keep going as we are. Ooh, I don't like what's going on here. That wasn't cool. Why did that happen? Why is that happening? Does anyone know? Can this only be brushed one way? No, it just randomly changed right to there. Alright, okay. Ugh, so annoying. That's the problem with this brush. You never know how it's really going to react. As much as I like it for some things. Damn, that is way too thick. Okay, so let's switch to that. Let's get that in. All right. So I'm thinking. Hold on. Hold on. Let's maybe get some more dark in. Maybe like that. So I'm thinking we go something along the lines of like this. I just don't feel like this is working. It's so hard to get like a consistent pressure. I don't really want a consistent pressure is the thing. But like it's it's I don't want a consistent pressure, but I want consistency with the pressure. Maybe it's the sensitivity that I need to work on. This is looking too thick, I feel like. I don't like it. Okay. What happened here? Is this part of this? It is. It's weird. Okay. So now let's maybe add a little bit of that in there. A little bit of that in there. Do, 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 do. Okay. So it's maybe. So that's that one. We don't want that one. I'm thinking we'll blend in a second and we'll probably do like another pass of like effectively the same pattern to try and like solidify it. So that way we have like a bunch of like color change that's hopefully slightly almost like spotted, if you will. So that we maybe give off like the impression or the vibe of like different specks or flakes. Let's just see how crazy this is about to look. Okay. Not blending it enough, but I'm looking at this. I'm thinking actually this might work. That's way too much. Why did that blend so much more than the other one? What has happened? I'm doing the exact same thing and it's blending more. Whatever. Anyway, I'm looking at this and how that one came out. It wasn't how I expected. I thought it would blend more. Now it's blending more. But I thought it would blend more from the jump. Um, I'm thinking, what if we come back in, recolor it, and like kind of define the lines a little better? That might give us what I'm looking for. I think that might be it. And we'll come in and we'll add like a bunch of small feathers on the body. Hopefully. Hopefully I remember to. We do have to draw that, like, hand thing on the chest and her scars. Actually, does she have more than one scar? I don't know. I didn't really pay close enough attention. You know, in drawing all these, like, VTubers, you kind of realize... Oh, boy, this is about to sound like... I'm going to call this person really generic. It's not about them. But, like, most models are honestly, like, kind of generic. I mean, they're all just fucking people, right? Like, I don't know. They're not, like, that unique. There's only so much you can do to not be, like, you know, big titty anime girl or small titty anime girl. You know, like, there's just, like, I don't know, classifications, I guess. That sounds weird. But, you know, it's, we almost said it. We almost said the thing there. It's just kind of, I think it's kind of funny that they're, like, same with the dudes, of course. Like, they're all the same. It's just, like, goofy one, right? Goofy, funny one, serious one, and, like, bodybuilder one. That's basically it. Is there a rule here? Hmm. I feel like this isn't giving the vibe I quite want. I'm not saying this looks particularly bad, but it doesn't look like how I want it to look. It's close. It feels more like not spines, but like what are those things that like stegosauruses have on their back? Not on the tail, but on the back, like the shields almost. I don't know. I don't think they're spines. There's a different word for it. It feels more like that than like a cluster of feathers. I need to figure something else out. I think like the base is okay. I just need to figure something out to like maybe fray the edges. I'm thinking maybe what we did for the fur on Ishtola's tail might be the play. So like switch to a different tool. I'm gonna save before I forget to. So maybe like switch to the multi-line tool. Wow, that is so much smaller than I thought it was. I thought we were like massive. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, let's stand a sec. But yeah, maybe switch to that and just kind of like draw little stray featherlings off of it. Maybe that's what we do. And maybe put a couple of similar things on the elbows. Might be able to reshape the hand a bit as well. I think the back left hand we can probably leave, but the front right one looks weirdly smooth. I need something for the detail. Funny, I was almost thinking we might finish this today, but now I'm like, am I? Am I even close? No. What's also funny is I'm looking at the feet. Honest, this foot right here is crazy. This is really good. This is detailed. I do need to work on the toes, but fuck them toes, brother. We're not much of a toe goer, you know. Totenser. I wish I could do that 5-point one and have each point be a different color. That would be really cool. I wonder if that's something I could set up in theory. I wish there was a Jesus. I'm wishing a lot, huh? I wish there was a blend tool that could like fray my stuff. You know, instead of like simply spreading it, like fray it into a series of colors or something, and like spread it properly instead of thinning it out. Okay. It's just it doesn't have the feather feel. Like inside it does, but once you reach the edge, it's just kind of like, what is that? Where's my button? Hello? That was weird. I think this is it. So what I'm gonna do is this, and then maybe like a couple of each color. Or maybe just a couple of like the lighter ones. To almost create like, it's probably just gonna look like noise, but hopefully it could create like the feathered edge look that I want. I might just strictly use this strat for on-body feathers. I don't know. Because it's kind of a lot of work for the other stuff, and I don't know that it's really going to work on body either. This is looking a lot more peacock than I thought, which, I mean, to be fair, peacocks are probably just about, like, one of the closest things we have to a dinosaur, you know? Modern day. Like, what else is there? A fucking cassowary and ostrich. I don't know why, but this in particular is, like, kind of cramping up the old handy. Maybe throw a couple of these, like, inside. I didn't think about that until now. That might actually work. Just to, like, kind of throw out that feathered effect. Oh, it's my ceiling fan. I'm like, what is happening over there? I don't know if it's really getting the effect so much, but it is what it is. It's interesting. I feel like there's a delay when I use this. Hmm. I think we'll focus maybe more on the bottoms here with this. Is there a reason it's not moving? Wait, that's actually kind of working. Put our advertisement back up. If you would like to pay to have something written there, send me money. I probably won't do it, but you'll have sent me money, and I'd appreciate it. From afar, I don't know, it just kind of looks blurry. Okay, this shit kind of sucks. Feel like I'm doing it too fast and it's not registering right sometimes, so let's slow it down. Oh, mama. Okay. Feel like it's overwhelmingly like just here right now. If I go to blur this, how fucked is it? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. What the fuck was that? It's like a different kind of blurry. I don't know. Feel like I'm making a mistake with this, but what can I do? Gonna save. It's a PNG. I am kind of worried about the transition here. It feels weird. Thinking maybe we like squeeze a little bit like of this, just like kind of back in here, just so it's like what's going on, you know? Maybe like a little more coming out, a little more coming out. Okay. I don't know. Bro, I don't know, man. Just trying to like add some level of connection here so it's not like super just like here's flat color and then here's like a whole mix, you know? I want there to be some sort of gradient somehow. Maybe we take a break from these and let's go with like I'm gonna just call them back lines. I don't fucking know, bro. Let's work on these back lines for a little while. You know? Let's take a peek at this. All right. So they've got them on the face as well. This might be too dark because it's very close to that like shadow. So let's maybe pick a shade lighter and redo it. All right, so let's just slap that over that. And we're going to color it in. Okay. Maybe like slightly lighter here. Okay. It's not really having as much of a 3D effect as I was hoping. I think the problem is like right here, it's just not like hitting. Maybe it's because this is like the same color. So maybe if I like make that, maybe if I make that one lighter. And then like, maybe try and blend this. Thank you, phone. Very cool. That doesn't feel right to me. That doesn't feel like it's 3D. It just kind of feels like slapped on. Why is my phone going off? Okay, bro. All right. Come on. Maybe if I do like that. And then like, it's a bit better. I actually think if I change this back to something like that, that might be better. I don't know. It still feels pretty fucking... Definitely didn't press anything there, so I'm not sure what happened. Feels super flat, so let's maybe do something along the lines of this. And what if I like honestly take like a white-ish color? Okay, this is pretty gray, but it feels so flat. How do I make this not feel flat, dude? All right, hold on. I don't think the bottom half is actually the problem. I think it's the top half. I need to like re-angle it so that like it's maybe more like this. No. Is that it? Fuck. Okay. I think it's the angle, so I'm hoping that that saves it. Okay. And maybe kind of like that. Better. It's not perfect, but that's better. I think we might just leave it at that. I think we got some shape to that. I'm going to save that because otherwise I'm going to cry. Okay. Man, it's fucking hot in here. I don't feel like drawing feathers if you're wondering why I'm not drawing feathers. I just don't want to. So most of these shouldn't have to be nearly that intricate. I should be able to get away with this for the most part of just being like almost a flat color. I'll probably add a little bit of shading or whatever I want to call this here just for like personal appeal. But like that is honestly all I really need. But I'll probably like add a little fun to it, you know? After all, why not? Why shouldn't I? No, that's too far off. There we go. No. All right, buddy. I'm kind of torn on this because on the one hand, I feel like I want the clean lines of this. On the other hand, it doesn't really make sense for them to be super clean, does it? You can't even really tell I did anything. I'm such a fucking moron. I love it though, but I'm such a fucking moron. I just put all of that effort in and it just looks the fucking same. I'm a fucking clown, bro. It'd be so much easier if I could just turn the fucking tablet. Good enough for me. Fuck, how do I do that? Let's maybe skip that for now, because this doesn't have to be that, like, precisely. Fuck, how do I do this? Okay, let's just do like a big. Well, hold on, actually. Yeah, well, okay, hold on. Let's open this. Let's see what's going on here. So she's got this like on her rib here. It's like a handprint, right? Do I put this on the back so that it's like coming down over the ribs? Or do I put it around here where it would be realistically? So it should be like probably like right here. If I do it right here, it's both going to be easier and harder. It's going to be harder to portray some angle because it's a very flat, large zone. And so like getting curvature in it's going to be kind of weird. And I'm going to have to draw more and kind of make up more of it. If I draw it on the back, I can get away with hiding it, but then I kind of have nothing for here. And it's probably going to look a little weird. I think maybe we draw it on the belly, even though it's probably going to be bad. Oh, what? I must have accidentally selected a color. I think that one's better. Do, 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 do. I think I'm going to try and make it look like a fossilized raptor claw instead of like the bone hand I think that is. Because honestly, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the raptor strat makes the most sense to me. Now if we switch to this and put this here, because this one's bigger, so we can be a little more fun-loving with it, if you will. What am I doing? Stop it. Okay. I feel like this does need to be blended after all. Okay. I could, in theory, probably just copy, paste, and like slightly rearrange these, huh? This kind of sucks because I don't really want it to be exactly the same height and like shape and all that, but I don't want it to be so drastically different that it kind of fucks up the flow. So like I have to find a balance here of like what's too far, too close, and all that. Why did I just zoom in so much? My phone just went off again. The first time it went off, I was like, what the hell is this? Somebody really lowballed me on a watch I have for sale. Oh, delivery rescheduled. Cool. Second day in a row this has been rescheduled. I didn't think it would come yesterday, to be fair. It's some storage boxes, by the way. But it was supposed to come yesterday. I was like, wait, what? On a pseudo holiday type of deal? I mean, July 4th? Come on, bro. But like, suddenly it's and it never came, but it said it was out for delivery the whole day. And then like today, it's like, well, it'll come early in the morning. It never came, and now it's been rescheduled again. I don't know if it's coming. Do not know if it's coming. I think I'm still gonna do like maybe a darker, lighter, darker or something on the body patterns. And maybe I'll do like a similar pattern of like this, but like down here and maybe like a purple. We're definitely not getting to that today though. Why am I feeling so wobbly right now? What's going on, bro? Why did I switch? What am I cooking up here? I know this is a darker color, but you know what? It should be fine because that's just a little extra detail that you'll notice. Enjoy. I feel like the more details, the better. Am I crazy? I don't know. And I don't feel like that took away at all. You can disagree if you'd like. It's feeling a little flat here, isn't it? We need like the shading of the body to really throw this in together. It's hard because the colors are so close that like things really feel like they're blending at times. So I kind of feel like we're quite often uh not looking so hot, if you will. I could just not do stripes here, thinking about it. Like maybe one small one here, and then like one, two, three, maybe four or five with like maybe three big ones, two really small ones back here. That might be a good play. I could maybe fit either a small one here and a small one there, or I'm thinking maybe just one here, or maybe just three. Wait, hold up. I was originally going to do another one here, but what if we did one, two, three, four? You know what I mean? Like a level of flow. That would be kind of cool. I did kind of want to put one down here, though. Maybe I'll do like a couple of small ones in different colors or something. I don't know, man. Not too bad, right? We can maybe add the same thing to some of these. I kind of didn't think about it before, but I was like, you know what? This one would look good with that, right? So, um, I think that's not too bad, right? Maybe try and get in one more for the day, and then, fortunately, we'll probably have to finish it next week. We'll see. Oh no, wrong color. Let's get more of the flow of the tail in. Yeah, there we go. I'm over here flowing my shit, bro. I don't know what that means. What in the hell? What the hell? Oh, my dog. No wee hee hee. It's interesting. I thought this one was going to be bigger, but it kind of almost feels like it's going to be smaller. Maybe it's because I'm zoomed in. That might be it. I'm just too zoomed in. No, it is bigger. I think maybe it's the angulature. It's got to be it. The angulature. Those are really close in size. It's kind of bothering me. Ah, brother. Over here stretching my shit, brother. Oh, fuck. I'm watching the playback. Rest in peace, my model, dude. Okay. So, gonna zoom out. Let's take stock. I think I'm gonna get off. We're gonna be done for the morning. Um, it's like 5 minutes or so early, but here's what I'm thinking. Did that save or no? I don't know. We're gonna do it again. So here's what I'm thinking. The arm situation. We're gonna try and redo this right arm a little bit. I don't know how. I guess I'm just gonna do a layer over maybe with part of the feather stuff, and we'll just try and go from there. Um, and I don't know, maybe the other arm too, because it's looking kind of stiff. Like there's good motion, I think, to everything else comparatively. The thing is, it's not like there's okay motion to everything else. Like everything else kind of looks somewhat organic, but those look really stiff, like action figure arms. You know what I mean? With no joints. Everything else kind of looks like maybe it could move if you tried. It's not a little flat at the moment, but there's potential there. Those don't look like they got any potential. They're just kind of like about to hit the thriller. Um, I think I feel like I maybe want some more depth around the eye, around the mouth. I obviously still have to do pretty much everything in like this grayish white here. We got to add a lot more like shading and detail, kind of like this leg to like the body. I think that'll help maybe pull some of this together. I don't know, maybe the detail will help this. Maybe like the lines across the fingers. Maybe that would help. Um, I don't know. Do we? I'm thinking at least feathers on the elbows, but do we do like the whole like feather fanning out from the forearm too that I'm seeing in some of these images? I don't know if we really need it. Yeah, maybe like feathers here, I guess. So like around here. Maybe that'll do. Just like either like this, like 3 of these, or like just one of those could be it. Maybe like one of those and one of those, or like 2 of those is like strays. Maybe that's what we do. Some sort of combo. And we try and like get some musculature shaded kind of like this here, the leg. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and get off for the morning. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry we didn't finish it today, but hopefully next week we'll have it done and then we'll start on that other thing. I'm thinking at least one day, probably 2 days. So probably both Saturday and Sunday. Unless I get to stream during the week. Probably not though. So thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.